was realistic when we talked about this in the last year or year and a half to seek perhaps an increase to our current 3.18 so that we could do more.
Right.
I don't think it's unrealistic to ask for what Clio or Swartz Creek or Linden or Fenton or Grand Blanc or Davison, frankly, or Montrose are asking of their community in support of schools.
Right.
But we didn't. We're
Purposely,
purposely.
because we're thinking about that we do have a lot of retirees.
We do. Yeah,
we do have a lot of people that are on
fixed
fixed budgets and are having a hard time now because, hey, inflation has gone up and everything is costing more. So on purpose, you decided to just ask for what we need that is not going to increase the taxes.
This will help us significantly. The 6 needs in this current initiative will help us significantly, and without increasing the current tax rate that we have right now. And so I've said all along, it was a great place for me to grow up. It was a great place for a lot of kids to grow up. Great place to raise a family. Great place, certainly, also to retire, which we
Absolutely.
have a great percentage of retirees in Flushing, and we love them. We partner with
we
their
appreciate
senior
their
center,
support,
and
yeah.
Obviously love what they offer the schools and certainly the community. And so we're very sensitive, highly sensitive to those on fixed income, which is certainly why we didn't seek to do what the districts around us are doing.
Right.
This isn't about keeping up with the Joneses, but this is about being able to provide our kids the resources that they deserve and the resources that their families that are seeking homes in Flushing want their kids to have.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
It's a tremendous opportunity without raising the current tax rate.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to ask this a different way because it's been asked online.
Okay.
And we kind of just went through this, but just to, again, explain this. The estimated millage that would be levied to pay the proposed bonds in the first year is 0.45 mils, 45 cents per $1,000 of taxable value, for an estimated total of 3.18 mils for the 2024 debt levy. So how does that work? Were we paying less and then it goes up, the 0.45?
The Headley Amendment will, and we've been very transparent with this with every presentation and everything online.
Right.
If people listen or they watch or they seek to be as informed as possible. The Headley Amendment dictates a rollback to 2.73 at some point in this current year.
Okay.
And so over the next 6 months, perhaps as early as July, it's going to roll back to 2.73. And so in full disclosure in the ballot language, they have to acknowledge, as they have in the ballot language, that in that first year, it would be an increase to 0.45 mils to what they would pay otherwise. And so the ballot language goes on to say, which is a 0 mil increase over what you're currently levying. So I can appreciate that. Obviously, it's the way of the world to nitpick this sentence or that sentence, or and to fixate, highlight, put in bold this or that.
Well, and just to understand it too, so we know. I mean, what exactly does that 0.45 stand for?
So it is the difference between 3.18 and where the Headley Amendment would roll back our millage, our school improvement bonded millage rate of 2.73, and so it is securing that 3.18 as opposed to allowing it to roll back. No,
and there's a little bit of verbiage in there that says with automatic future increases based on certain circumstances. The proposal says in there, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, the only thing that would result in an increase is a dramatic and drastic decrease in property values.
Okay.
That 3.18, and we've got a 20-year, basically a bond forecast or a millage forecast over the next 20 years, where you see it at 3.18 for the next 6 or 7 years until 2032, essentially, and then it basically the Headley Amendment would take over and erode that 3.18.
So it will go down over time.
It will certainly go down. It'll start to go down as early as 6 or 7 years and you see when you look at it, certainly you look at 2039 at 2.07 mils, 2041, 2.01, 1 mils, 2043, 1.85 mils. So certainly we're seeking to lock in 3.18 mils, but with incredibly conservative growth, which is what any bonding agent does. They are looking at basically 3.5% growth over the next 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
and then 1.6% growth, I think, after that, which is
Well,
incredibly conservative.
I will say, property values wise, economists are predicting they're going to stay solid or they're going to go up. And the market itself, again, is going to be a seller's market for several more years because we don't have enough houses to sell. We have such a low amount of inventory right now in houses that it's going to be several years before we catch up and get to be a normal real estate market. Right now, just a little bit with real estate, we have about a 30-day inventory of houses to list. And a median market is about a 6-month inventory of houses to list. So right now in Flushing, I think there's 45 to 50 houses for sale, and that's in all price points, which is very, very low. It used to be several hundred. And so we're going to be in this seller's market for quite a few years now. It's going to take a while to get back to what people say would be a norm. So just so you know, property values they're gonna stay up there for a while.
And if they do, certainly this bonding forecast will be off. It'll come down quicker than that, from 3.18. Certainly, just like when we passed in 2017, they never thought that we'd be looking at a rollback to 2.73 in 2024.
Yep.
They didn't, but because certainly property values have skyrocketed, it's allowed us this opportunity.
Awesome.